The next thing on this list is something that I learned from Dr. Jordan Peterson. Now, some of you out there don't like Dr. Jordan Peterson. Some of you out there love Dr. Jordan Peterson. Some of you out there who have no idea who Dr. Jordan Peterson is. What I'm going to ask you to do is separate your thoughts about the person from the actual idea itself, because the idea is mwah, it is going to be really, really helpful for you in building a life that's sustainable. Now, in one of the videos in the series, I talked about the importance of consistency. In the previous video in this series, I talked about doing some things for now and some things forever. So when we look at doing things forever, we have to actually do them. And that's where this tip comes in. So what Dr. Peterson said is he goes, when you look at changing your life, you have to look at what are the things that you could do that you actually would do, and do those. So in other- look at the things that you could do and then pick out of those the things that you actually would do. Now, where does this relate to people who are starting? And this is the Start Here playlist. So you're starting your fitness journey. This is something important to keep at from the onset. When we first start, a lot of us go, okay, guess I'm going to have to go run on the treadmill every day. Looks like I'm going to have to eat salad for lunch every day. And I've seen so many people do this. You go gung ho, balls to the wall at first, and then we burn out right away, because while those are all things we could do, they're not things that we actually would do. Now, keep in mind, you don't need to make the forever, like when I talk about doing things forever, yes, you need to strength train 2 to 3 times a week forever. But that might mean that you start with, okay, could I do that? Sure. Would I do that right now? No. But would you maybe strength train for 15 minutes 1 day a week to start with? If that's something that you would do and that you could do, then start there. So as you're determining where you're going to start, as you're determining how you're going to approach this journey, as you're determining how you're going to change your life so that it's continually good for the rest of your life, don't just say, what could I do? Could you starve yourself every day? You could. Would you? Not for very long. So I'll give you a tip from what I'm doing right now. When I tracked where I started in my particular fitness journey at this particular point in my life, I was eating between 4,500 and 6,000 calories a day. So my coach started me at, Tim, just get down to 4,000 calories a day. Now, is that where I need to be forever? No, that is not a forever number, right? My forever number is probably closer to 3,000 calories a day. I'm 6'6" and over 200 pounds. So for me, that's a reasonable amount for maintenance, right? But that's not where we're starting, because I wouldn't stick with this. It's not something I would do right now. What I would do is I would cut out enough to go down to under 4,000 calories. So that's where we're starting. So that's a good example of what I'm talking about. As you decide to take your first steps along this path, and you want it to be something that's consistent, and you want it to be something that you actually stick with this time, ask yourself, not only what are the things that I could do, but out of those, what are the things that I would do, and start with those.